I'm level 13.
Hey, congrats.
We're only 2 away from the big leagues. And everything gets serious and crazy.
Yeah, 15's a big one, because as you do your kind of main scenario quests, which present the big storyline for the game, at level 15 is where you get sent out into your first required group dungeon instance.
Oh, so there's a group required thingy, but that's not the same as the guild hests?
The guild hests are optional content, are optional group activities.
Okay.
For the level 15 story quest, you'll be sent into the dungeon called Sastasha. And then immediately after that, you'll be sent out to the Tamtara Deepcroft, and I forget the name of the third one. But there are 3 of them, and you'll get sent into them in rapid order once you hit level 15.
Oh my gosh, I think these guys just gave me a quest to go to the end of this dock, grab all their crap, and then just give it to them, because they're too tired.
Those guys are super lazy.
What the what? Guys! I mean, it's cool. I mean, they pay me for it, so that's cool and all. And I think, oh yeah, I get 2,100 macaroni wheels for this one. They pay me good for what's essentially BS work, but guys, I am an adventurer. I am licensed. I've put a lot of work into this. Seriously. They are wasting all of my talent. I really like the idea that I can kind of be Shaban, be with Shaban for a long time and not have to worry about managing and manipulating a bunch of alternate characters.
Mm-hmm.
But it also doesn't necessarily make the individuality of my class as strong as it does in other games. And I'm kind of thinking about that right now.
Yeah, you're not quite as tightly bound to any one role.
Like in World of Warcraft, if you're a Death Knight, you're a Death Knight. That's who you are, which comes with a lot of kind of negative stereotypes, which is what are created when that happens, which isn't good. But like if you're a priest, you're a priest, and that means you can do priest things, and that comes with maybe positive stereotypes in some way. Not usually, because WoW is kind of a gross place, but it was also the only place, so can't really blame everyone.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, you don't get that kind of individuality with the classes of characters, but maybe that's for the better. I'm not sure.
Where they do kind of go with that is they make a big effort, especially as you get further on into the game, to have very distinctive armor and visual appearances for the different jobs.
Yeah?
So some of the very iconic visual imagery from the Final Fantasy series over the years is drawn on very heavily in armor in the later levels for the jobs. I think for part of that same reason.
There's a tree slug kind of slugging its way across my screen, just like, I'm gonna get out of this area. This is not a place for me right now. Yeah, I like being in a Fate. This is nice. A lot of people here. Hopefully I won't die. That'd be nice. And I can get a little bit extra EXP for it all.
Fates are actually one of the quickest ways to earn experience points in this game.
Yep. As opposed to killing monsters, which is not a quick way. Although you do get a chain bonus, you can get a couple other things. Oh, someone is fighting the tree slug. What did the tree slug ever do? Guys! Oh my gosh, this Fate is taking a long time. Well, I mean, they all take kind of longer than I expect, but... I like that we're fighting a swarm of hornet swarms. Couldn't I just leave this fate? I've done a lot of, like, damage and stuff. If I were just to walk away, would I still get EXP for it?
You know, I'm not sure.
Well, I'm gonna walk... Well, I mean, we're at the end of it now. A little too late. Oh, well.
Yeah, I usually stick around to the end if I am gonna sleep.
You're kind of mean. Just like, haha, I'm gonna leave now. Ah, almost got it. Tried to grab this fishing rod before something attacked me and was not successful. Anyway, I think I'm gonna... You know, I'm thinking about, more about how this kind of like the individuality works with the character system. And there's kind of a really cool biopower-esque Foucault-like feeling to it where we all have similar capabilities. And I'm not totally, I mean, I'm still not that kind of philosophy is not my forte, but I still try my best. But there's a cool, and it's very different from I mean, what have we been using to talk about WoW this whole time? Kind of like a capitalist idea of worth, in a way. Mm-hmm. That's not there in Final Fantasy XIV. And instead it's very like, I can be who I want to be, which is the same as everyone else, in a lot of ways, but we also all can do different things at the same time. There's just so much cool stuff going on in one character, and it is really cool, and I'm hoping that that'll translate in a big way to the social game of the MMO.
I hope so too.
Where when I talk to people, I can actually talk to people as Siobhan. Holy crap! Wow. It's Rainy Day Let's Play. Is it raining outside your house?
It is kind of raining, yeah.
I know you're in Kirkland, but yeah, this is a maelstrom. There's actually there was a warning today about possible urban flooding, which only happens when there's a lot of rain. Urban flooding is not the same as river flooding, because rivers flood with tide and with all sorts of things. No, urban flooding is just straight up, it is friggin' raining. And yes, this is the kind of rain that would do that. That's so weird. There was a lot of lightning outside of my house, and so I am worried.
You might be traveling this direction because the temperature has dropped a few degrees in just the last few minutes.
Oh, spooky. It's gonna get you in Kirkland. Yeah, I'm worried actually about my internet connection. This could all go down again. I just want to hit 15. I just want to hit 15. Oh, man. There we go. A few more hornet swarms and we'll be out of here. Oh, I also have to use smoldering coal. Oh, I was in the wrong area. I gotta go back to the end of this pier again. Dang it. That's okay.
Hey, level 8 Conjurer.
Woohoo! Congratulations!
I learned Protect. This is great. And I'm being attacked by a monster.
Aren't we all?
Aren't we all, yeah.
I'm actually being chased by a bunch of buzzards. There are 3 of them and they want my bones. Run away! No, this is silly. Enough of this. I gotta get all the way back to the end of the pier. and then do whatever... I think it was at this glowing purple campsite, which is ominous. Destination. You know, it was clearly marked as destination. I don't know how I missed that. I looked at it, and I was like, what is this? Oh, goodness. I'm fighting little fireballs, and they are not happy with me. Oh, this is not good. I need to kill them one at a time very, very quickly because I've got 4 monsters on me at the same time. And I don't know if my t-shirt that I'm wearing is gonna, you know, protect me very long. Poppin' potions, which I don't think I can use all the time, can I?
You can use them at any time, but there's a cooldown on it, so...
Why isn't it using? Oh, crap.
I think it's a 1-minute cooldown on potions, so you can use one every 60 seconds.
It wasn't using. I think so too. Maybe it did use it, and I just didn't notice it, but... Dang it, I got too distracted and now... That was a bummer! The 3 fireflies, they all summoned, and then... Right after that, there were a bunch of birds that also got aggroed to my location when the fireflies popped up.
Mm.
And so normally they wouldn't be there, but then they just were. That was super mean. Now I have a long run ahead of me. Hey, I think this server's got a lot of French people on it. Unlike the other server that we were on.
Mm.
Oh, in the chat, there's also these green and red arrows popping up.
Oh yeah, that's actually part of a really cool system. Arrows around a word.
Yep.
That is the auto-translate system. There is kind of there's a built-in kind of phrase dictionary in the game, and if you type in the start of a phrase in your own language and you hit tab, you can tab through entries that match it, and you hit enter, and it will show up in your chat bar with a little green and red arrow around it, and whenever somebody using a different language client sees that phrase, it will show up translated into their own language.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's a system that was introduced in Final Fantasy XI, and you could use it to actually coordinate a fair amount of things with parties with people in English or Japanese or German where they don't speak each other's language. But they
Holy
can still
crap.
manage to work together and be effective as a group.
That is some kind of science fiction stuff.
It was really good. Also, you saw a lot of very game-specific humor around it because some of the phrases could be assembled to varying effect.
Yeah. So things might have been lost in translation in some places.
Well, you even saw stuff like the word maybe was not in the phrase book.
Okay.
In 11, but the word for May, like the month of May, and for bee, the insect, were in there. So English players would sometimes use those two together, and then the Japanese players would be extremely confused because what does the 5th month and an insect have to do with the question I asked?
Oh, that's cool. So they just like use some other words to transliterate.
Mm-hmm. There were also some potential social gaps there too. Like people would put a message into the local shout chat saying, "Oh, I need to teleport to some such place, and I'll reward you with 1,000 gil," right?
Yeah.
Which was the going rate for certain kinds of teleportation. But they were not using... But when they used the phrase reward, it was not... That was the name that was used for the Beastmaster pet ability reward, which in Japanese had the connotation of something that you give to a pet for doing something positive.
So,
which was not the connotation when somebody is graciously providing you with a teleport.
I'm gonna pat you on the head.
They eventually patched that by introducing a second one, which had a colon after it to indicate that you are specifying the payment for services rendered. But it took a while, and there were some bruised feelings over that particular kind of translation error. Yeah.
So Japanese, like, teleporting people were, like, accidentally demeaning.
Well, it was more like the English players would offer or request a teleport and say, "Oh, by the way, if you give me this teleport, I will give you 1,000 gil like a good doggy," which makes people not very inclined to take you up on the offer.
Oh no! Oh, that would be so infuriating. By complete accident.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what did I think I just picked up some gloves? Oh, I am the wrong class for whatever I just grabbed. Whoopsies! Although it has nice boosts, but nothing that I can use. That's okay. There'll be more equipment in the future.
Much more equipment, yes.
Maybe ones that won't clash with my, like, my skin tone. That's just, the purple is gross. Who does that?